Aaron, thank you very much. 5:47 is now the time. In market news this morning, J.P. Morgan will now pay nearly $1.5 million to settle a federal sexual harassment lawsuit. The suit accuses the company of creating a hostile work environment for female mortgage bankers at its office outside Columbus, Ohio. The settlement will be divided among 16 women who worked at the bank's call center. And Target will now invest $100 million to upgrade its security software. Good news for Target customers after last year's massive computer hack at many of its stores. The retailer plans to use an advanced chip-based credit card technology that is widely used in Europe and has been very successful. It's considered safer than the magnetic strips commonly used in the U.S. And budget deficits are getting smaller, but the amount of interest the U.S. pays on its debt each year is set to nearly quadruple over the next decade. The Congressional Budget Office projects the U.S. will owe $233 billion this year on interest alone. By 2024, the CBO expects that number to reach $880 billion, close to $1 trillion without a change in current policies. The CBO expects the national debt to reach $21 trillion that year, about 79% of the GDP, nearly double its long-term average of 40%. So scary stuff. 5:48 is now the time. The Better Business Bureau is now warning you of the latest scam targeting your cell phone. It's called the One Ring scam. Sounds like a scary movie. A number with an international area code calls your cell phone and hangs up after only one ring. Call back and you could find yourself facing a hefty fine, $19.95 for the call and an additional $9.95 per minute after that. Complaints have been filed with the Better Business Bureau nationwide.
Any individual or business that's a legitimate organization is going to leave you a voicemail as to what the call is in regards to. If they don't leave you a voicemail, they'll call you back. If you don't get the call back, it wasn't important.
Now, this scam has actually happened to some folks right here in our newsroom. The BBS's best advice is to be skeptical of any number that you don't recognize, especially if you don't have it programmed in your phone. They say teens and the elderly are groups that are less likely to be aware of the scam and more likely to call that number back, so be aware.